Welcome to Coffee with Joe for Thursday, July 8th, 2010. We try to put out once a week a YouTube video between myself, Pete Young in Plainfield, Vermont, and Joe Bongiovanni down in Harborton, Virginia. Joe has been a monetary reformer for 30 years, and so we are trying to advance the conversation about monetary reform. First of all, Joe, last week we posted the Program for Monetary Reform, which was the 1939 paper that was a follow-up to the Chicago Plan for Monetary Reform from 1933. Had many of the same economists behind it. And that's a very rare document that we actually picked up for the first time at the American Monetary Institute annual conference last year. And we scanned our Xerox copy of it, which is available on the website. And then our good friend Zarathustra actually took the time to retype the 42-page Program for Monetary Stability last weekend and post it in a form in several different file forms so that it can be copied, pasted, and used. And those are all available on the link on our website. So this issue we blogged about 2 weeks ago, the difference of opinion among monetary reformers about the role of fractional reserve banking, which is private money creation by the banks. About 90% of our money supply under normal times, is my understanding, comes from the banks creating it as fractional reserve banking. Less than 10% comes from the Fed Treasury relationship. And there are many monetary reformers, as we said before. Nathan from Nathan's Economic Edge, and Bill Still of The Secrets of Oz. And they, their group feels like the transition should allow for fractional reserve banking, or at least sometimes it does. But we have this clip of Bill Still from an interview with Alex Jones earlier this week, where he's a little unclear. He does actually say that we need to get away from private creation of money, transition to a debt-free money system. So, and then he goes on to talk about state banking. Let's play this clip here, right here.
I mean, let's go over your plan, the plan to rectify things.
Number one, job one, is to eliminate the ability of governments to borrow. It should be national debt should be absolutely illegal. And there's a couple of approaches that we can use to do that. You can create debt-free money, issue it from Congress, and issue it into the economy as the new money comes in, and we pay off the national debt with the new money. We gradually raise bank reserve requirements. So at the end, we have no national debt, and we have banks only able to loan out money they actually have. That way, banks no longer can create money, and only the government creates money. We don't want to eliminate commercial banks, just as they've done with the Bank of North Dakota. The State Bank of North Dakota works in cooperation with the local banking community. The local banking community loves them. The State Bank of North Dakota kind of serves as a mini Federal Reserve, completely outside of the federal system. This model can be used in every state in the union and can go a long way towards eliminating every state deficit in this country.
What did you hear in that clip?
It's sort of on the one hand, and then on the other hand, Pete, you know, because on the one hand, you know, he basically said very clearly that not only did he limit it to not having the government have to borrow money from the private banks, which is, you know, the great usurpation of the power of the people to create their own money, doing away with that correctly, but he also said that, yeah, that banks should not create. Banks should not be able to create money at all, you know, as a debt. So to me, you know, that's the truth, and that would kind of put us back into, you know, having a proper role for bankers doing banking, and for sovereign governments to create a sovereign nation's monetary system, Pete, and therefore to provide the means of exchange.
Joe, you're not a big fan of the state banking idea, are you?
You know, to me, state banking has very limited benefits, and not that it doesn't have any, Pete, and it's not, you know, it's not a solution to the problem that we have. That's kind of my main problem with it. I do see it as a diversion. I do see it
From
as
the main
some.
problem, state the main problem for us again.
Oh, the main problem is the restoration of monetary sovereignty, Pete. That's the main problem. The main problem is that the banks are creating the nation's money, indebting the people. Bill Still, we heard that was an Alex Jones, clip. I mean, those guys all, seem to acknowledge, as well as Denninger, that yeah, the problem is that we're being forced into servitude by the fact that the banks create the money at will and destroy it at will, and that we, the people, have to suffer the consequences. Now, they all say that, but to me, there's only one solution to that, Pete, and that is, to have the government retake our right on behalf of the people to create the money. That's the only solution. Now, and the other solutions, the other partial solutions, sometimes you hear people talking about, having the government not borrow money, but having the banks still issue fractional reserve, have some fractional reserve powers, sometimes a transitory fractional reserve power, that is to say, move from low to full reserves, and I actually don't have a problem with that as long as it's part of a plan and the objective is over a very fixed period of time and a very specific criteria for how we get there, to get to full reserve banking. I don't have a problem with that. Okay. And the state banking thing is, it's sometimes being partially misspoken of, because if Bill wants to promote, full reserve banking and doing away with private creation of money, how does it square with the fact that under the Bank of North Dakota's example, Bank of North Dakota Corporation partners with private entities that have the power to create money. States are prevented from issuing debt-free money. I mean, the Constitution, denies them that. That to me puts a responsibility on the government to get debt-free money into the states so that they can, pursue their own state objectives, and every state ought to be is entitled, to do that. It's a responsibility that we don't get acknowledged. We do it in a very obscure way, Pete, through some transfer payments and things like that go to states, but none of it is up to the measure that's needed in order to fulfill the possibility of debt-free money and in terms of the benefits to the people, because so many development projects have to be state developed. They're only local, community, state. They're of that nature, and for the states to have to bond for all of that and be in the capital markets in order to attain the capital that's required is totally wrong. But to me, you don't solve that with the Bank of North Dakota Corporation jumping in with the private banks, partnering with private banks that are creating money, out of debt. Well, let's put it this way: it's just an unnecessary, I feel, step and not 100% in the right direction. What it does, Pete, is it does enable state development corporations to guide the ship of state towards achieving those goals. Okay, because by partnering, you become a player, and by becoming a player, you're assured of I'm going to use the word leveraging, if you will, that private money into your public purpose, whatever for the state may be. So it does have that aspect of it, and state development corporations are they're manifest everywhere. So they're a good thing, and it's a good purpose, but it's an unnecessary role for the state to play, to be partnering, not that to be partnering, but to be partnering with them in private debt creation.
Okay, well, I think we're about out of time for this week, but more on that subject next week.
Okay, Pete.
Or soon. Thanks, Joe. We'll see you.
Thank you.